Some are calling it a right-wing revolt. More Republicans now not only breaking with Trump, but trying to stop him from getting the Republican nomination. And now the RNC pushing back in a very fearful way, outright canceling Republican primaries to make the field harder for those who would run against Trump. Now, one of those very challengers is former U.S. Congressman Joe Walsh. Now, he was a controversial member of the Tea Party, a right-wing radio talk show host, but he says he's had it with Trump and he's now going to, quote, punch him every single day on the campaign trail. Joining me now for his first appearance on The Beat is presidential candidate Joe Walsh. Thanks for joining me.
Hey, Ari, it's great to be with you.
Let's start here. A lot of folks have heard the Democratic and progressive critique of President Trump. What do you argue is the best conservative critique against him?
He believes and he acts like he's above the law. And if we give him 4 more years, Ari, heaven help this country. Look, I've been very blunt. I think he's unfit to be president. And I say that for 2 reasons. I believe virtually every time he opens his mouth, he tells a lie. And Ari, I don't believe he's capable, literally, of thinking about anyone but himself. And you can see it with this hurricane. I mean, your and my fellow Americans in the Carolinas are being pummeled by a major hurricane. And this president has spent the last week whining about and complaining about how he's being treated by the media vis-a-vis this hurricane. He's just not capable.
Pretty wild. You say he lies all the time. The Washington Post counts it up. I'm sure you've seen these figures. Our viewers have. It is an epidemic, 12,000 false or misleading statements. It is a feature of the way he governs. As you mentioned, it's part of the way he's responded to the hurricane. What do you say to your would-be Republican voters, you want to win them over, who say, well, that's just his style?
You know what? My campaign, Ari, is making a bet. I think he's unfit, and I think privately most Republicans feel the same way, and they're tired of his BS. They're tired of his lies and his drama. They just don't say that publicly. Most of my former colleagues, Ari, up on Capitol Hill, they agree with every single word I'm saying about Trump. They want Trump to lose. They think
then why don't they endorse you?
They're scared to death of Trump. They're scared to death of a tweet.
Your colleagues are scared of Trump. You know who's not scared of you? I'm gonna be blunt, since you said you like to be blunt. A lot of the president's allies in the media. Take a look.
The worst Joe Walsh ever. This is a guy who was more obnoxious, way more obnoxious early on than any right-wing Republican.
He called Obama a Muslim, used the N-word on Twitter, and may have owed his wife a mere $117,000 in child support. You probably would have a better shot with this Joe Walsh from the Eagles.
It's for publicity, his own self-publicity.
Is Fox News wrong there?
Yeah. Hey, look, Ari, I stopped paying attention to Donald Trump's sycophants a long time ago. I pay attention to what Trump's doing, and you mentioned it at the top. Look, this is not North Korea or Russia. Donald Trump is trying to eliminate elections. He wants to eliminate primary elections right now in 4 states, Arizona, Nevada, South Carolina, and Kansas. That is undemocratic BS. It's wrong, and that's the kind of thing that should piss off Republican voters.
Well,
and Ari,
let me ask you about that.
Go ahead.
Why do you think they are literally, as you said, canceling primary elections for a sitting incumbent president? Why are they doing that?
Because I think, again, Ari, maybe it's not me. I think they're scared to death of this president having any other name on a primary ballot against him because he's imploding day by day. I think they're afraid. Look, that's not a sign of strength. You want to eliminate elections? You want to, take away the will of the people? You don't do that if you're a big, strong guy.
Let me play one more thing, which is some very controversial remarks you made around the anniversary of the MLK March in Washington. Take a look.
I got a dream that young black males don't become daddies until after they're married and until after they have a job. How about that? I have a dream that blacks cease their dependency on government, which has enslaved them to a life of poverty.
Bottom line, were you wrong?
No. Hey, Ari, I am obsessed with the issue of race, and it's an issue I talk about a lot. I've got a podcast with a black radio host from Chicago. His name's Maze Jackson, and we talk about, it's called Uncomfortable Conversations. We talk about race and racism because I want blacks and whites dialogue, and sometimes, Ari, I'm too provocative. I get that, and when I step in it, I'll apologize. Contrast that with this guy in the White House who purposely stokes racism and bigotry to divide this country. I'll run against that any day.
Former Congressman Joe Walsh, I appreciate you taking the questions, and we'll be keeping an eye on this primary challenge, sir.
Thank you, Ari.
Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.